Welcome back to Askewed Reviews. And today I'm reviewing a film that's currently in theaters. The movie I'm referring to is the 2025 film Mickey 17, directed and co-written by Bong Joon-ho. So this was one I definitely had a big interest in checking out just because it seemed odd, interesting, and different. Also, if you didn't know, this is actually based off of a book called Mickey 7. So basically, here's the concept for this one. The people of Earth have decided to move out further into the galaxy to try to find new homes and new places to call their own. So the characters that we are checking in on are heading to a planet that's been named Niflheim. So once they get to this planet, they're trying to figure out a way of being able to make it habitable for everyone that's on the ship. Now, one of the biggest assets that this ship has is something called expendables. These are people who have volunteered to be replicated each and every time that they die. Now, when they do so, their memories are able to be pulled from the previous body into this one so they always know what's going on. This is where our main character of Mickey Barnes comes in, as he is one of the people who has volunteered for this program. So, throughout the story, we find out about the journey that brought us through Mickey 1 all the way up through Mickey 17 of the horrible things that he had to go through, and each time dying and becoming this new Mickey. Now, as we learn right near the beginning of this film, Mickey 17 ends up in a situation where he probably should have passed away. He does not, and this ends up causing them to make a new Mickey. And now there are two at the same time, which the rule when it comes to expendables is no multiples. If there ever are multiples, both of them have to be exterminated. So, will these two Mickeys work together, or will they fight each other for who potentially might get to stay alive? Now, the story does revolve around the Mickeys, but there is a lot more going on as this community is trying to live on this new planet and potentially deal with the life forms that already reside there. So, when it comes to this film, I really do like the story and concept here, and I have to give some big props to Robert Pattinson as he does really make the Mickeys feel like different characters. Now, at the same time, I do have some issues with this movie. Number one, they do have a lot of side stories with some of the side characters that really are completely unneeded. It doesn't enhance or make this story any better, and they really could have cut a lot of that out, and I really think they should have, as this movie is almost 2 hours and 20 minutes, and at times it really does feel like it's dragging on. So another issue I had with the film were the characters played by Mark Ruffalo and Toni Collette. Mind you, they did a good job of making you hate their characters, and that's the way you should feel about them. But the entire movie, I was waiting for one of them to say, "Welcome to the Hunger Games," because the characters literally feel like weird, ostentatious characters that belong in that world and not this one. Mind you, I've never read the original book, Mickey 7, so maybe that is how the characters are portrayed. But I don't know. It just drove me a little crazy. And especially Mark Ruffalo's teeth. I couldn't stop staring at them because he has them capped. And the way he talks and everything, you can't help but notice that. Mickey 17, for some reason, reminds me a lot of another movie that I was excited to go see, but when I did, it ended up not being very good. And that was Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. Now, I'm not going to say don't see this movie. Definitely check it out for yourselves, get your own opinion on it. But at least for me on my scale, I'm going to give Mickey 17 a 2 out of 5. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Askewed Reviews. And if there's any other movies coming to theaters that you think I should watch and do a review for, please mention them in the comments.